Welcome back to From Lab to Life, our podcast series where we explore the people and the ideas shaping the Concerto project, from science and engineering to management and strategy. In this second episode, we shift a little bit perspective. Last time we met Beatrice, an engineer at the heart of Concerto's technical development. But behind every innovative project, there is more than just technology. There is coordination, planning and vision. This time we meet Roxane Grellier, Project Manager Officer for Concerto. Roxane brings a different kind of expertise to the table. She's not designing parts, she's not testing in the lab. She's making sure the entire puzzle fits together, the deadlines are met, partners are aligned, and the project flows smoothly. Let's hear what Roxane has to share about her expertise, her role, and what it means to manage complexity in such a cutting-edge European project.
Hi Nikki! Thank you for the invitation to the second episode of the Concerto podcast. It's a pleasure for me to participate to this new initiative for the project. So let's start.
It's so nice to speak with you again, especially after our meeting in Toulouse some weeks ago. I'm really looking forward to diving into your perspective on the project and your unique role behind the scenes. So, Roxane, could you briefly introduce yourself and your role within the Concerto project? I know you are not an engineer, but you bring a different perspective to the team, especially when it comes to project coordination and strategic oversight.
I'm Roxane Grellier. I'm French and I work as Project Management Officer or PMO for Safran Engineering Services. It's a subsidiary of Safran Electrical and Power, part of the Safran Group, and the office is based in the southwest of Paris. I'm also the Work Package 1 leader in charge of the interfaces for the Concerto project.
Leading work packages and keeping a complex project like Concerto on track, that's not small feat. And I'm curious, how did you find your way into this kind of work? Was there a turning point that got you hooked on project management?
I started the university with a bachelor's degree in economics and management. During this bachelor, I had the opportunity to make an academic exchange in Argentina for 1 year. It was the first time I was living for so long and so far away. It was an incredible experience, one of the best years of my life. Afterwards, I knew that I would like to work in an international environment, so I wanted to pursue an international master's degree to get opportunities abroad. That's why I started a master's degree in international project management. During 2 years, I had the opportunity to learn about project management, to work in English and Spanish, and to meet inspiring international students and professors. After my last internship, my plan was to find a VIE to start my career abroad. The VIE is a contract for European citizens to work in a French company abroad on a specific mission. That's how I started to work for Safran USA in Dallas, Texas, for a mission in IT project management. I've learned a lot to work with people from different states in a multicultural context. It was very enriching professionally and personally, probably the second best year of my life. You know, I recommend to anyone to have an experience abroad. It enables you to learn from others, but above all about yourself. After that first great experience with Safran, I wanted to stay in the group. That's how I found a PMO position in the Paris area. My path led me to the Concerto project in 2024, as my international experience in project management was a great fit for this European transversal project.
From Argentina to Texas and now to Paris? Wow! You have clearly had a fascinating journey and traveled thousands of miles. So, your role as Project Manager Officer sounds both dynamic and essential to the success of the project. Can you walk us through what your day-to-day contributions look like in Concerto and what key skills you believe are most important to thrive in such a position?
As a PMO, I contribute to the performance of the project management. I provide operational support to teams with a global view to achieve quality, cost, and delivery objectives. During project management meetings, we focus on progress reports, action coordination, decision-making, and risk and opportunities management. For the technical discussions, I support the organization of dedicated technical meetings with experts. As a PMO, you need to have great communication skills because you're in contact with all the people involved in the project. You need to adapt to any situation and be change-oriented. Rigor and tenacity are also important to stay focused on your objectives.
Great. Let's continue with a somewhat cliché idea, but I'm sure we are going to break it. Many people associate the project manager role mainly with spreadsheets and schedules, but I know it's much more than that. How would you describe the real value of a project manager officer brings to a complex project like Concerto?
Spreadsheets and scheduling are PMO's tasks, but it's only a part of the job. We can consider the PMO as a facilitator who makes sure the organizational structure of the project matches the project's requirements, if everyone is aware of each role, each scope, and to enhance the communication across the project team. The PMO drives collaboration in the team to find solutions and focuses on added value actions, coordination, progress review, action anticipation, and issues identification.
I deeply support your position. So, working across so many countries and partners must bring both challenges and rewards, of course. What is it like to manage such a large international consortium in Concerto, and how does collaboration actually play out across so many cultures and locations?
I've always worked on international projects, and I find that very challenging because you need to adapt and get out of your comfort zone. For instance, for the Concerto project, there is a consortium of more than 30 partners from 11 European countries who work together as a Concerto. This means that we need to adapt to different corporate cultures and different national perspectives, which is very enriching. We learn a lot, and every day is a completely new adventure. Of course, we cannot see each other every day as we are all located in different countries. However, every quarter, a steering committee and a project management committee are organized physically at one of the partner sites, and it's always a pleasure to meet our foreign colleagues. After all, we are working for the same project, from the European Clean Aviation Programme to transform aviation toward a sustainable and climate-neutral future.
Before we wrap up, let's get a bit personal. I'm someone who really sticks to routines, and I am always curious to hear about others. Do you have any daily habits or rituals that help you get into the work mindset?
I'm not sure about a truly essential habit for me, but I'm used to start my working day with a coffee. The first action when I start my computer is to check my calendar to make sure that I will not miss any meeting and I will be able to complete all my daily and weekly actions.
Roxane, I would like to thank you. It was great having you on this second episode. Your journey from Argentina to Texas and to Paris, and your insight as a project manager officer brought a different perspective and the fresh air to this podcast series.
Thank you so much, Nikki. It was a pleasure to answer your questions and to participate to the communication of Concerto. This podcast is a great initiative to understand the organization of this European transversal project and the different roles needed for the success of this kind of project. I'm glad to work on this clean aviation program to accelerate the development and deployment of low-carbon aviation solutions. I hope to see you soon.
Dear listeners, thank you for staying with us for this second episode. It was great to hear Roxane's perspective on what it means to be a project manager officer in a project like Concerto. Stay curious, stay tuned. In our next episodes, we will dive even deeper into how research meets real world with more voices from Concerto community. And don't forget, learning never ends, and we are just getting started.